We're pleased to be able to welcome Thomas Terschlusen, Director of Sales and Marketing for Thommen, who had probably the best name for a new product this year for the new product introductions 2 days ago, Strata Timer. Seriously, I mean, you just know that this will save the world.
Really? Yeah. Appreciate your compliment. Yeah, we're very proud of the name as well. Yeah.
That's a good name. Tell us about Strata Timer, and then we'll start talking a little bit more about the folks who brought it to us.
Sure. So the Strata Timer is our new generation, what we call onboard time management system. In fact, it is a clock. It's an aircraft clock, but it can do a lot more than that. So we basically would like to present this product as an advanced multifunction chronograph. It obviously provides all the timer functions that you would expect from a clock. So UTC, local time. You can obviously also program your flight timers, your countdown and count up timers. That can all be done in a very programmable fashion, because it is indeed a multifunction display that you can really set the way you like it. The color schemes can be really user specific. We can program different oral output alerts, and this is a very unique feature, and the way that the product is itself engineered really provides a lot of flexibility and installation flexibility.
Outstanding. The concept of timing devices in the cockpit have been with us since day one. I mean, you would almost have expected the Wright brothers to be measuring everything that they did time-wise, especially when it came to, what was it, the first flight was something like 13 seconds long or some such. I don't know that most of the aviation community really understands the criticality of being able to monitor where they are, what they're doing, when they need to do A, B, C, and D. So what kind of design criteria are you looking for when you establish an interest in a timing product?
Very good question. And in fact, as stupid as it may sound, you still need a clock to fly an aircraft. You know, you have a multitude of very advanced avionics, but the very basics still rely on really measuring your flight phases in a very appropriate way. So a lot of electronic flight displays already integrate timer function, but a lot of pilots still want to have a separate display that really provides a clear overview of their flight phases. So, and you're right, the criticality of that type of devices is important. To give you an example, the Strata Timer is available in two sizes. It's available in 2 ATI and a 3 ATI format. Both of them have kept the typical round dial on the 3 ATI, or we spread the little graduations around the 2 ATI as well, so that the pilot can really see the sweep second hand, instead of just having the numbers, getting forward or actually down if you use a countdown, and that really helps them to really see the flight phase itself advancing. And we're talking here about ergonomics and human factors, and the fact that you can program different colors is really important, because some cockpit layouts have a different appearance than, for instance,
especially in the digital age.
There you go. And the fighters, for instance, we know that there's an interest in the special mission, military, and trainer aircraft, and the fact that you can program, for instance, the backlight with red, green, or amber, depending on the way you want to look at it, really gives this flexibility. So we're really surprised by the interest that the product is already raising. We've had a good traffic already yesterday. Today is even better. So yeah, it's a very interesting time for us.
Talk a little bit about cost, availability, and installation issues.
Right. So the philosophy of this product is to be a form-fit function replacement of legacy clocks in the 3 and 2 ATI formats. So in terms of installation, we try to keep this very straightforward, so that the users don't have to really spend an enormous amount of money to retrofit this clock into the space which is available. So in terms of availability, the 3 ATI will be available in April.
Okay.
So we're ready to take orders on this one. The 2 ATI will be available in June of this year.
All right.
And we're already working on a number of STC options. We have for the 3 ATI an AML STC in progress for 737.
Okay.
We're looking at the A320 as a second step. And for the 2 ATI, we have a number of discussions going on already with customers. The regionals are one of our target. So the best I can say is, get back to us with your requirement, and we'll be looking forward to exploring to develop some more STC options depending on the opportunities.
Interesting. When you conceive of a product like this, what's the development cycle like? What is it that instigates? Okay, we need a new device in this segment, whatever the case may be. What kind of R&D, what kind of decision-making processes come about to be able to create something like Strata Timer?
So Thommen has been doing clocks for quite a while. In fact, we started off doing wristwatches in 1853. So let's say we have some experience.
So you're not exactly a short timer in this business.
No, exactly.
Sorry, pun intended.
Right. So we've been making clocks, as I said, for quite some years, and we've had for a number of years electromechanical clocks and instruments, but there were unfortunately they had an obsolescence problem for some of them, and this product was designed to replace those mechanical instruments which are no longer available, or which basically have an integration problem when you go out and install a full digital glass cockpit, and you still have your analog clock. So it's a matter of having an homogeneous layout in your panel. So in terms of design criteria, this is certainly something we kept in mind and actually started off with as a baseline. And as I said, the ergonomics was really important for us. We know that the clock itself needs to be really readable, and in fact, the fact that we use a full color TFT display really helps us to propose a full sunline readable display. So you can actually look at it from every angle, 80 degree, you're still able to read your time. And that was also a problem of older clocks or clocks which are available still today. The sunline readability and readability in general is a problem. And you cannot really afford not being able to read your time when you're flying. Especially you need your clock when you do the takeoff and landing operation. So it's important to have that on one side. Automatically you can see the clock. So that was also one of the major criteria here.
I'll bet. Tell us a little bit about Thommen itself.
Well, as I told you, 1853 was the starting point.
A few
years ago.
Yeah.
And as I said, started off doing watches, but the real I would say the real beginning for the company in aviation was in 1916 with the first contract of the Swiss Air Force to do an onboard clock back then already, which was obviously mechanical. And basically this culture of precision, of really craftsmanship brought the company into aviation, and the company developed itself doing mechanical instruments, altimeters, airspeed indicators, VSIs, different types of instruments. And along the years, it started also to develop itself doing digital air data computers, which is still our core business right now. We have a very good reputation for this product because of its configurability. And along the years, as I said, the different options were extended and expanded, and we're now full focused on digital solutions because of obsolescence and because of our ability to replace some older instruments with digital replacements. So it's a pretty exciting time. We've invested a lot of energy in new programs and new products like the Strata Timer. And in fact, we want to go forward with this product by customizing it to be a future, I would say, fully customizable multifunction display. So the hardware you see right now on our booth is something we could use in the future for a 3 ATI multifunction display, for instance. And we work with some OEMs already that have expressed interest to just use the product as it is and customize it for their needs. There's not a lot of 3 ATI multifunction display options available today in the market, and especially not with this TFT technology we are using right now.
Interesting. So it basically leaves you every place to go.
We hope so.
There you go.
But some places would be enough for us as a starting point. Obviously, we're looking forward to expand the product and basically create out of this first product a new generation of product line, essentially.
Do you have any inclination yet as to how you might expand the functionality chain on a device like this?
Sure. As it is now, important feature maybe that the public needs to know about is it already includes a video port. So by using the Strata Timer, you could actually also use it as a video display.
Okay.
And a number of customers already indicated their interest in displaying the landing gear camera on the same unit. And we have a soft button that allows you to flip through the different menus and through the pages actually. And by doing this, you could have access to your landing gear camera or your tail rotor for helicopter cases. So this is already available. But moving forward, we're looking to host, for instance, software applications, third-party software applications to perform different type of end-user applications. May it be engine indication, different types of applications. So it is an open architecture, both in hardware and software at this point.
If you have a moment, give me a little bit more background on your ADC line.
So we started this product line in the mid-2000s, and it's a very configurable product. We have it in a remote mount version and a panel mount version. The remote mount version is really appreciated for its configurability and ability to be integrated with full digital glass cockpit suites. We work with a number of avionics OEMs already that integrate this component in their suite. The panel mount air data computer is in fact, it looks like an altimeter, it behaves like an altimeter, but it's a full-scale ADC. So it provides airspeed computation as well as altimetry. And what really makes the product different from the others is we have a number of configurations or aircraft types which we already cover in our database, but it is not a problem if we come across an opportunity and we haven't done the aircraft yet. We exchange with customers what we call the technical configuration checklist, and this document essentially includes all the requirements, all the specifications, all the performance requirements that the aircraft has to comply with, and we would adapt our product to match the aircraft specification, which, for instance, could be the different temperature probes that are already in the aircraft, the AEA valve, for instance. So it's really a document that is meant to customize the product to the aircraft itself, and with minimal effort. You know, we're not talking about a huge engineering effort here. It's because it's so open, but still very flexible to configure. We can do it in a very, very short time. You're looking at a couple of weeks of time to customize the different parameters. So it's really not something that should be seen as a real trouble for us. In fact, that's what makes us makes the product so appreciated on the market.
Outstanding. How can people find more information about Thommen?
Come and see us at our booth. We're still here, 226. And besides that, we recently appointed a new representative for North America, which is Floyd Rooney. We're proud of having this valuable team member working for the company now. So he's based in North America, and our goal was to obviously provide a more efficient support and closer proximity to our customers in North America. And on a worldwide basis, we're obviously based in Switzerland, but we have representatives around the world. Check on our website, it's www.thommen.aero, and we have a lot of information with respect to our products, but also all the contact details for our agents worldwide. And we're basically ready.
I'll tell you what, I work across a number of spectrum. My background's flight test, but I've worked a number of spectrums, commercial, military, business, and general aviation. And you've always had a respected line in with some of the partners and companies I've worked with, so it was a pleasure to get you folks up here for Aero-News and Airborne this time around. But keep us up to date on Strata Timer. It sounds like we haven't heard the end of it.
No, we have not. Thank you very much for having me.
Well, we look forward to it.
Thank you
Thomas,
very much.
thank you so much.
Aero-News Network's coverage of the 62nd Annual AEA International Convention and Trade Show, live from Palm Springs, California, is brought to you in part by the following sponsors.
The TrueBlue Power TA202 series high-power USB charging port requires no bulky external power converters for 10 to 32 VDC installation. The in-seat cabin and cockpit power source delivers all the power you need in a small, economical, easy-to-install package. Available from your local avionics dealer.